If you've been playing War Thunder for a while, you may remember a time when the Sherman Jumbo had a battle rating of 4.7. It was very overpowered at that point. Like, you could be born with half of a brain cell and still get 10 kills a game. So Gaijin put it at 5.0. This, combined with the introduction of the penetration calculator, put the Jumbo in a pretty reasonable position. Then, inexplicably, Gaijin moved a lot of US tanks, including the Jumbo, even further up in battle rating, while simultaneously lowering the battle ratings of a lot of German tanks that really didn't need it, like the Tiger. A lot of people were understandably upset with this move, so I tried taking out the Jumbo to see just how bad things were. It went something like this. I shouldn't be doing this well, but I am, so what gives? Well, I noticed a pattern while I was playing the Jumbo. Tigers made up the vast majority of tanks I came up against, and whenever I came up against something that wasn't a Tiger, I usually died. Why? Because Tiger players are absolutely brain dead. Now listen here, Chris. Before you dislike the video and close out of it to watch the 24-hour version of Erica, hear me out. You see, my theory is that people new to War Thunder will likely select Germany as their starting nation. They watched all those documentaries that called the Tiger an unstoppable killing machine, and they wanted in on that action. So they select Germany and rush towards the Tiger. They finally get it, but instead of being like Otto Karius, they end up more like Michael Whitman. I'm dubbing this phenomenon the Tiger problem, because it primarily affects the Tiger. Smart players will rush for the Panther, since it's better in pretty much every single way. Now I know what you're thinking. What if the Tiger is just a bad tank? What if it really deserves a battle rating of 5.3? I had my doubts, so I touched my German lineup for the first time in probably 3 years, selected the Tiger, and played a few games. In my first game I got 10 kills before I was killed. Maybe this was a fluke, so I played another game. There I got 7 kills before the match ended, and I didn't die once. When playing the Tiger you practically don't have to aim. You can just mouse over the enemy tank and fire. When coming up against heavier targets like the IS-1, IS-2, and Jumbo, you do have to aim for weak spots. This also contributes to the Tiger problem. Tiger players are so used to pointing and clicking for kills that aiming for a weak spot is a foreign concept to them. While playing the Jumbo, I noticed that as soon as a Tiger player spotted me, their brain, which is normally just a dumpster, suddenly turned into a dumpster fire. Despite having an instructional video, in-game armor viewer, and teammates that they could ask, none of them know how to kill a Jumbo from the front, which you do by shooting the 38mm MG port. Shooting the Jumbo here will almost always kill the entire crew in one shot. To see just how bad Tiger players were, I would try to find one Tiger or more and literally just sit there, letting them shoot me over and over and over. I didn't retaliate or make it difficult for them to aim. I didn't plaster my Jumbo in bushes, and I only fired if a player in a tank that wasn't a Tiger tried to flank me. I then recorded every encounter and plotted each individual hit. If a round landed within this canvas mounting ring here, I counted it as being intentionally aimed at the MG port. The results weren't very surprising. Out of 38 rounds fired, only 6 rounds could be considered as intentionally aimed at the MG port, so that means that only 15% of all hits were aimed at all. Furthermore, only 3 hits actually hit the MG port, with 1 damaging my tank and the other 2 killing it. Only 7% of all shots were carefully aimed, and resulted in any damage. While playing the Jumbo, I shouldn't be able to knife fight with multiple Tigers at the same time, yet I did on multiple occasions, and came out on top. Despite the fact that I can smack their cupola with APHE, turning their commander and gunner into paste, none of the Tigers acted on that. I clearly demonstrated that I could penetrate their armor, and that they were in danger of dying, but most of them were keen to just sit there, thinking that their armor was impenetrable to my 75mm. The Tiger is much better than the Jumbo by a wide metric, but Gaijin thinks that they're equal. I know it's weird to fixate so much on a particular subject, but this doesn't just affect the Tiger. Look at the German M48, which is better than the American M48 but has a lower battle rating. Instead of balancing a vehicle based on its performance, Gaijin has been balancing vehicles based on their player stats. This assumes that all nations have the same amount of skilled players, but this is very clearly not the case. Increasing the battle rating of tanks that don't deserve it just makes its player stats rise even higher. People that are bad or average at the game will stop playing the tank, while people that are practically demigods will continue to play. And when the battle rating cannot be increased further, Gaijin just keeps increasing the repair cost in that vehicle until practically no one plays it. This isn't fun for anyone. It's one of my main issues with War Thunder, and while I don't expect Gaijin to do anything about it, I thought it would be fun to talk about. I know this video is a heavy deviation from the norm, but I needed something that was a little more relaxed. I hope you guys understand. As always, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one.